Say hello.
Hello.
My name is Beckham.
Beckham.
And I'm hanging out with Dad.
Hey.
Hey,
Yes.
give me one of these. One of these. What's up, you guys? Hanging out with Beckham. So since we've gotten home from the hospital, Brooks has had some issues kind of going to bed at night with gas and sharp pains in his stomach. I'm sure Morgan will go over that with you guys later. But we've had some pretty late nights with him, and Morgan especially has had some extra late nights. Sorry, TV was really loud. But like I was saying, we've had some late nights, and Morgan has had some extra late nights. So really, my job for the last, what is today? The 31st, and we got home on the 21st, so this is day number 11 we've been home. Me and Beckham spend the mornings together, and pretty much usually the afternoons too, up until it's nap time, so we can give Mama Bear some time to sleep in. We've done things like went to the park and got him a sweet little trailer for behind my bike, and so I've been taking him on bike rides in the morning. Like, we'll ride to the park, or we'll just ride around the neighborhood, taking him to a couple jump places. Guys, look at this thing. This place is full of crazy blow-up bounce houses. Me and this little man just went down the big slide and through the obstacle course. Come on, Bubba. You wanna go again? Okay, come on. Go through there, a bunch of stuff, up the slide and down. You ready? Let's go. Woohoo, Vic.
Wow.
Wow, you wanna go again?
Yeah.
Here's a better angle of this place. And we're jamming, huh? Giant ball pit. What you got? Nice. You ready?
Hello.
Okay, hold on. Grab it. Grab it. Hold on. And just stuff like that. Just stuff to get him out of the house and give Mom some time to sleep in. So me and this dude have been spending a heck of a lot more time together, and I'm actually really appreciative of it. Taking a lot of time off work just kind of to help Morgan while she's recovering. It's really hard when you got one of these things running around. You're recovering from a surgery and you're trying to take care of a newborn baby. So yeah, been really appreciative of spending a lot more time with this little guy, and I think he's really enjoyed it as well. And he's just kind of been my little shadow lately, huh? Stinker man. I'm gonna go make him some breakfast. You want to do some balls and hoop? We're gonna do some balls and hoop. You don't want to be in the vlog?
I don't like this.
This is real. Show me that bun. If the bun is more than a 180 off the head, she's super tired.
Oh,
We're looking at like perfect perpendicular right now.
Just explain
He's just like, meh.
Okay, hi guys. I am back to life, kind of. I gotta take a shower, but that is just the realness of newborn life with this sweet little tiny guy. We'll be giving an update on him and how he's doing. This is where we spend most of our time, on the couch. No makeup, not dressed. The house is a disaster, but we're doing good overall. We are just kind of hanging out right now. Beckham and Logan went to the grocery store. They have been spending a lot of time together. Logan has been so good with him, trying to keep Beckham busy, going to the park and on bike rides and just anything they can find to do. They've been spending a lot of time together, which I know Beckham really loves. So this is just kind of what we've been up to. Not a lot. He's 2 weeks old today, and we will officially give you guys like an update and kind of how he's been. And yeah. Alright, Brooks is getting ready for his first bath at home. He had a bath at the hospital, but it's time for a bath at home. I think this guy is the most excited for Brooks' bath. Hey, let's get him in his little bath. He's so tiny.
It's like you're in
your bath.
Look at your little feet.
Brooks' first bath at home.
Yay!
Beckham is a great helper. Don't squash him, buddy. We don't want to scare him, okay? You're in the bathtub. Beckham, do you know that you used to be this little, but we put you in the kitchen sink first. Oh.
Hey, big brother. Beckham. Beckham. Look at Dad. What's going on?
Wash all that hair. You have such amazing hair, huh? Look at him. You're so cute. It's okay. It's okay. Need more longer? Oh, not so bad, huh? It's okay. Maybe I like it now. Maybe I like it, huh?
It's a nifty little bath chair.
Yeah.
Beckham used that same one.
Alright, it's okay.
There you go.
That was. Here's eyes.
Hi, mister. Nice little bath. It's like, why did you guys do that to me? Hey, mister.
This clean man.
You all clean?
He gets a comb over today. So clean. That baby soap smells so good.
It does.
You smell so good. I love when their hair dries and it's like the fuzzy head. Like the fuzzy little head. Look
Hi,
at
mister.
you.
Just staring.
He's pretty content now.
Yeah. That little onesie you got on looks comfy.
You look so handsome in your olive green. Oh. Logan still thinks his eyes are going to be brown. What do you guys think? He's got like the baby newborn eyes right now, so they look a little more blue, but
They're gonna be brown.
Logan says brown. I don't know, I can't decide. I want to say blue just because that's what they look like right now, but could totally change.
Look at me with your eyes.
Beckham.
Those right there, pretty dominant.
Beckham has like
back.
really. Show Daddy your eyes.
Beckham.
Beckham has
Beckham.
really pretty like hazel eyes. Beckham wants to show his eyes.
Dad's eyes.
Okay, now look at Daddy.
Look at Dada. Look at, don't move. You might have to put that slow-mo. Back, okay.
He's got hazel eyes. They look more brown, but he has pretty eyes. I guess we'll see about you, huh? Wish you guys could smell this baby. He smells so good. You want to smell him?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, smell your brother.
Looks good.
He smells
Smells good. You heard her here first, folks.
Yeah, that's the lotion I put on him. It smells so good. Hey guys, okay, so everything you just saw was from March when Brooks was just a couple weeks old, but it is now more current day. It is now May. He is 8 weeks old. He'll be 2 months old in just a couple of days. So I kind of gave myself a little maternity leave, took a break for a while. We really didn't film much except I vlogged a little bit on Easter, but that's really it. And then I realized I never gave you guys an update on him and how he was doing and how those first few weeks and even month now, how those weeks went and how he's doing. Just wanted to sit down and give a little update on him and kind of the rest of us and how we are all adjusting as well to having this little guy with us now. And he just spit up. You okay? Did you tell them hi? Are you gonna get sad now? Can you tell them hi? Say hello. He is seriously the sweetest baby though. He's such a good baby. But we've definitely had a learning curve and a different experience with Brooks than with Beckham. And I think that's totally normal with each baby. They are each going to be different. And you're probably going to have a different experience with each baby. This guy's a wiggle worm. So I'm going to tell you more about that. But like I said, we kind of did take a break. Logan was able to be home with us for 3 to 4 weeks. I think he started slowly going back to work somewhere between 3 to 4 weeks, but he would still wake up with Beckham, feed him breakfast, let me sleep a little bit more. He would hang out for a while and then go into work later in the day, and we are still kind of doing that, so he is home a little bit more. Brooks wants to... Okay. Okay. Here you go. It was definitely a little more challenging once Logan did start going back to work, me being home alone with Beckham and Brooks. A little difficult, and then I think it really kind of took a toll on Beckham because he was used to spending so much time with Logan and going and doing fun activities almost daily. But Beckham has adjusted to Brooks really well. He is really sweet with him. I've caught him a couple times saying, "I love you, Brooks, I love you, Brooks," and if Brooks starts crying or fussing, Beckham will grab his binky or his bottle and try to help Brooks, which is so sweet. But he is also still a toddler, and he is still kind of already the antagonizing big brother. He wants to be right up in Brooks' face and like seriously right here where Brooks is like, what is going on? He's still a toddler. Like, he has definitely acted out a little bit more, trying to get attention. Totally normal, but we definitely have noticed a little more acting out, trying to get our attention a little bit more. So we've been trying to work on that and making sure that he still feels, you know, included in everything, and try to give him as much time and not blame everything on Brooks. But yeah, overall I think he has adjusted really well to him. Right now we are just kind of struggling with Beckham being bored, which also plays into acting out a little bit more, just because it's hard for me to take both of the babies and the dogs and go do something. It's hard to walk all of them. It's hard to go anywhere with both of them. We are struggling a little bit right now with boredom, and Beckham is just still adjusting to me spending a little bit more time with the baby and Logan not being around quite as much as he was. So still adjusting, but he is doing really good. As for me and my recovery, and this time having another C-section, I had always heard that the recovery for your second C-section is easier than your first, and I have found that to be true. I felt like after the first week of having him, I almost felt back to normal. The recovery was a lot easier this time. I adjusted quicker this time, and actually the only pain that I remember like actually being in was just my back. I was having a little bit of like back pain, and my back felt tired, and honestly I think that's because of how big my boobs got. I had like double D's. They were just engorged for a while, and that first week you're just like a little uncomfortable around here because my milk was really coming in. But honestly it was just like my back, and then once those kind of chilled out and adjusted, then I was basically fine. With Beckham I did experience a little more of the postpartum like baby blues. I wouldn't say I was depressed by any means, but I definitely felt those like baby blues, and I was very moody with Beckham. I was a little more shut off with him, and I think I was just so tired with Beckham. But this time with Brooks, I have felt really good overall. I was definitely tired, but I didn't feel sleep deprived all the time, and I didn't feel as moody. I really like felt great. So that was really good, and I was really happy about that because I had a better experience this time, and I didn't feel mad for no reason, and I just felt a lot happier. So that was really good for me. I felt really good about that. But like I said, every baby has a learning curve, and they're each different. Logan kind of mentioned this at the beginning of the video. The first few weeks with Brooks were a little challenging because at night he would start having really bad gas, and he would just cry and cry and cry, and we wouldn't get to bed until, there was most nights we didn't get to bed until like 2 a.m. and we would try everything, but he was just letting out so much gas. I was burping him constantly. I was holding him upright for as long as possible. We tried gripe water and gas relief drops and like little leg exercises and bicycles and belly massages and literally everything to help him with his gas, but it became like a constant thing every night to the point that I almost like dread the nighttime. Like I hated going to bed and doing the whole routine because I knew I wasn't going to get to bed until 2 a.m. and we could just hear his poor little belly just like gurgling and just like making these noises, and we could not figure out what was going on with his belly and why he was letting out all this gas. He was wanting to cluster feed, so I felt like I was feeding him constantly and then burping him constantly. I thought for sure he was eating like plenty. I almost thought he was overeating because of how much he was eating. Like my boobs were really full on milk. Every time I would pump, I would get quite a bit, So I thought for sure he was eating enough. It got to the point where I thought maybe it was something that I was eating that was affecting my breast milk, that he maybe had like a little sensitivity to. I don't eat anything spicy. I thought maybe it could be like a little dairy intolerance. So for a while I was trying to cut out as much dairy as I could, but it was like nothing seemed to help, and the poor guy would just cry and cry at night. Like, we could just tell he was in so much pain, and it was really sad. It was just hard because we didn't know how to help him, and I was literally thinking, like, how long is this going to go on with him? Like, is this something that he'll just outgrow as he gets older and his digestive system matures a little bit more? But I was honestly thinking, like, if this goes on for the entire time he is little like this, it's going to be really, really hard. So that's how the first few weeks were. And then he actually had a doctor's appointment with his pediatrician when he was 3 weeks old. We took him in, and he was actually underweight, which we were kind of shocked about. We didn't expect that at all, but he was underweight. I think he was like 10 to 11 ounces underweight. Most babies will gain about an ounce per day when they're newborn. They'll gain 4 to 7 ounces per week. So his doctor told us to keep breastfeeding as much as possible, to pump as much as possible, but he told us that for the time being we might have to supplement a little bit with formula to see if that helps him and to help get his weight back up. And he said, honestly, that could be the reason why he's so upset at night and having these belly issues, is that he's hungry. And that made me feel so bad that he was just hungry, and that's why he was crying at night. But, you know, I thought I was doing everything that I could. I never once thought it was because he was hungry. Like I said, I thought I was producing more than enough milk. But yeah, his doctor wanted us to try supplementing with formula a little bit, and then wanted to see him back in a week to see if that helped. So that is what we started doing. He would breastfeed, and then we would supplement with formula right afterwards. And honestly, after the first few days, he was like almost a different baby. He was happier. I could tell he was fuller and more content. He still had a little bit of gas, like it didn't go away fully, but it wasn't nearly as bad. He was going to sleep easier at night. So I was so glad that we found the reason why he was crying and having all of this gas, but it made me feel so bad that it was because he was hungry. I thought he was doing just fine breastfeeding. He latched perfectly ever since we started breastfeeding, and I thought he was doing great. But I also think because he was in the NICU for his first few days of life, he started on a bottle, he started with formula. That may have something to do with why he does better on formula. Or maybe I did something to my milk. I don't know. Like, I thought I was producing plenty, but that could be something that totally like changed the way he eats, because I never had that problem with Beckham. With Beckham, I breastfed him, I think it was like 7 or 8 months, and I think we started doing formula a little bit with Beckham because I was also working part-time then, but I always had more than enough milk for Beckham. So this time with this guy, it's been totally different. And sure enough, when we took him back to his pediatrician a week later, his weight was right back where it should have been. Like, he gained so much more weight just within that week. And like I said, he was just a happier baby. His pediatrician said, you know, it's not always the answer moms want to hear, because breastfeeding is such a mental journey already, and it can almost make you feel like a sense of guilt when your baby has formula. And I have felt that a little bit. Like, I feel bad that he's almost strictly on formula now because he just does so much better with it. And there were days where I felt like all I was doing was feeding him, because we would breastfeed, we would do the bottle, we would burp, and then I would pump. And then an hour later, we'd start all over again. And I literally was doing that all day long. It was just exhausting. He did better with formula and a bottle, and there's nothing wrong with that. If your baby is getting fed, that is all that matters. But there can be such a weird thing around why moms don't breastfeed. The simple fact is that he does better with it. So my milk supply did drop very quickly. I am still producing a little bit, but it's not nearly enough to feed him. I try to pump when I can, but honestly, like, I would have to be pumping all day to get to where he needs to be. I still like him to try to breastfeed every now and then, but there's just hardly anything in there now, which is also scary because of a freaking formula shortage in the US. So sad, so scary, absolutely crazy, and it's just scary for moms. I know there are alternatives and I've been reading everything about it, but I'm like, you know, it almost makes you feel more guilty now that breastfeeding didn't work as well for us. So now we're trying to have to like scramble to find food for him, which is absolutely terrible. And I know so many moms are in the same position, so I don't know. It's such a weird situation, and it's so sad. I don't know. Just crazy. He also does have more reflux than Beckham ever did. He spits up way more. And as far as sleeping goes, I have been so lucky with both of my boys. They were both really good sleepers. Knock on wood, seriously, because I cannot have that changing anytime soon. Like, seriously though, I will put him down usually an average of like at 10:30 at night, and he has not been waking up until usually 5 or 6 to eat. So he is doing almost 6 to 7 hour stretches at night, and this has been pretty consistent. It's not every single night. Some nights he is up like a little bit earlier than that, and I know like technically that is not even allowed for babies who are not even 2 months old. Like, he should be eating every 2 to 3 hours, but he's still gaining weight consistently, and he's just a really great sleeper. During the day, we definitely struggle a little bit more with sleep. If I held him like this all day long, he would sleep the entire time. But the minute I try to lay him down, he will be wide awake. During the day, he's actually up pretty often, but at night, he's sleeping really well, which is amazing. Overall, he is such a good baby. Now that we've figured out the whole tummy situation, he definitely still gets gas, but he's just such a happy baby, and he's such a good baby. He does not hardly ever fuss until he starts really getting hungry. He's just such a good baby, and he's so smiley right now. Anyone who talks to him, he will give the biggest, cheesiest smiles. It just melts my heart. So he's such a good baby. Such a good baby. And he's getting so much bigger. Aw, buddy. I think that is it for now though. I'm trying to think of anything else to update you guys about, but I think that's it. My next video should be like a day in our lives, so you can see more of what we're doing day to day and just kind of how our days go now that I am mainly home most of the day by myself with both the boys, so you'll see how that's going. But I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and commenting, and remember to like and subscribe to continue following along with us, and we will see you in the next video. Bye guys!